month in doing all the good deeds, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Give him 2 minutes.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم لك الحمد.
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له هاديا مرشدا وأصلي وأسلم وأبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا وإمامنا وأسوتنا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وأهل بيته والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وإن خير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم ألا وإن شر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, I would like to share with you today just a few thoughts, which is probably most of us, we think about it all the time. A beautiful sheikh from Morocco, which is I love the most and I respect the most, narrated a very small story regarding his experience one time in the south of Morocco, which is, it's a kind of desert. And he said he visited that place, and in a certain area, it's like there is nothing. No really water, no facilities, no trees, no goats, nothing almost. And still the people are living in that place. He talking about his experience, and he say he visited that place, And he was talking to somebody else and say, how are you doing? So he said, Alhamdulillah. The idea that word of Alhamdulillah that he said, it was not just saying it from his tongue. He feels like he's really very thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when we put this question, what is he thankful for? He has no money. He looks like he has no future. The environment is not good. So what is he thankful for? And that's what we're going to be talking about today. The secret of happiness. Where the happiness is coming from. Is it coming from the outside or from the inside? Is it something which is in your heart, or you're going to buy it from the grocery store or from somewhere else? The scholars, or actually even the ancient people, they talk about it a lot, like the Greeks and their philosophers. And some of them said that the secret of happiness, it's, where is it? They said it's with pleasure. Every single human being, or even some other creatures, animals, all of them are seeking to find a pleasure in something. And whenever there is a pleasure of the human being, that's where his happiness is. And it's a big debate between the philosophers. But some of them, the answer to this kind of statement, and they say, hold on, that cannot be true. Because sometimes we may find our distractions in our pleasures. An example, a person who's addicted, let's say, to cigarettes. And he goes to the doctor and he will tell him, your lung is almost done. If you smoke one more cigarette, you're gone. And he may resist. But the pleasure, it will take him to smoke another cigarette and another one, and probably he may destroy himself. So it's not really in there. So everyone has a different opinion, subhanAllah. And we may ask ourselves, where is actually your happiness? A person who's poor, probably he find it in the wealth. But a person that is wealthy and he's not healthy, he may find his pleasure probably in being a healthy person. Another person, probably Allah give him the money and give him also the health. His pleasure is something else. Probably he doesn't have children. And a person that probably has all those three, he has something else. Probably somebody is oppressing him. And he may find his pleasure in what? His happiness in what? To remove this kind of pressure. So people have different opinions and philosophers talk about it. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us the answer. And the prescription came in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In a very simple, small sentence. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, مَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا مِنْ ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ فَلَنُحْيِيَنَّهُ حَيَاةً طَيِّبَةً. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it, مَنْ عَمِلَ صَالِحًا, whoever does a good deed, something good, مِنْ ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنْثَى, regardless, that is a male or a female, وَهُوَ مُؤْمِنٌ, and definitely the condition there, it's the iman. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَلَنُحْيِيَنَّهُ. Allah, He swears, there is a tawqeed here, emphasizing, definitely I will give him hayat tayyibah, a good life. Not only that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, or somebody said, he said, whoever is being given this good life, he will definitely have also a good death. And you know Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam always used to say, Allahumma inni as'aluka husna al-khatimah. Oh Allah, I'm asking you for a good ending. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it in the Quran also. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, الَّذِينَ تَتَوَفَّاهُمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ طَيِّبِينَ يَقُولُونَ سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ أُدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ تَعْمَلُونَ. Those people that even at the moment of death, the angel will come to them, it'll give them ease and peace, tranquility, and tell them, subhanAllah, Salamun alaykum, peace be with you. Udkhulul Jannah. You will be definitely entering Jannah. Imagine a person in this very critical moment of death, which is everybody is completely confused, lost. Angels will come to you and they will tell you what? Don't worry, nothing is going to harm you. So whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him a good life, He will also give him a good death. But if you are given a good death, you will also have a good resurrection. Even the day when you're going to be resurrected is going to be also good. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated that in the Quran. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, in Surah Al-Zumar, وَسِيقَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا رَبَّهُمْ إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ زُمَرًا حَتَّى إِذَا جَاءُوهَا وَفُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُهَا وَقَالَ لَهُمْ خَزَنَتُهَا سَلَامٌ عَلَيْكُمْ طِبْتُمْ فَادْخُلُوهَا خَالِدِينَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Zumar, when those people will be taken to the Jannah, subhanAllah, and at the doors of the Jannah will be open for them, the angels will tell them what? Salamun alaykum, again, peace will be with you. You will be entered tayyibin. And the word tayyib, that means good, subhanAllah. If a person, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants him a hayat tayyibah, and he grants him also a khatima which is good, and he will be resurrected also in such a good way, definitely, even in his maskan, even his place in Jannah, it will be something also good. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated in the Quran when he said, وَعَدَ اللَّهُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَالْمُؤْمِنَاتِ جَنَّاتٍ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارِ خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا وَمَسَاكِنَ طَيِّبَةً فِي جَنَّاتِ عَدْنٍ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again promised those people, they will also, the mu'mineen, male or female, He promised them in the other hereafter, it will be also a good life. When I say a good life right now, a lot of people may put this question. A lot of people have a lot of difficulties. But I want you really to look at it differently. Do you think that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam had an easy life or a difficult life? No one could compare his life to the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Rasulullah was born an orphan. He lost his mother at the age of 6. He lost his grandfather at the age of 8. So he was in the house of his uncle. And he lived there. And once, subhanAllah, he became the prophet and messengers, he lost all his children in his life except one. Imagine a father, he will bury with his own hands his 3 daughters and his 3 sons. How is it going to be? But Rasulullah was always able to give happiness to the others. Aisha radiallahu anha prescribed, you say, كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم بساما ضحاكا. صيغة مبالغة. That Rasulullah was continuously smiling. When he comes home, he put all the burden behind him. And not only that, just ask the Sahaba how Rasulullah used to be. Always a smile on the face. Always very positive. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, people, they kicked him from Mecca. And when he left Mecca, he had tears in his eyes. He looks at Mecca and he says, Allah ya'lamu annaki ahabbu al-ardi ila qalbi, walawla anna ahlaki akhrajuni ma kharajtu abada. Allah knows that you are the land that I love the most. And if your people did not push me out, I would never leave. But Rasulullah was always a happy person. The happiness comes from the inside, not from the outside. It says, فَاقِدُ الشَّيْءِ لَا يُعْطِيهِ. If you don't have something, you cannot give it to the others. Don't expect that the happiness you're going to buy it or you're going to get it because of the money of the children. No. This could probably be factors to help you, but it could be also against you. A lot of people suffer because they have kids, or suffer because they have money, or suffer because they have a beautiful wife, or suffer because and because. The happiness is only within you when you do something good. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's the secret that he was always teaching the Sahaba all the time. Do good. Do good all the time, and you will definitely be rewarded for it, subhanAllah. You will definitely be rewarded for it. It's a promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that once you do the good deed, you will see it in this life and the hereafter. There is no doubt about it. This is the promise from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Actually, some of a French writer, his name is Victor Hugo. Probably some of you may know him because he has a very famous book called Les Miserables, which is translated to all the languages, and he was in movies and the theater and whatever called. This guy, he said something very interesting regarding the happiness, regarding about doing something good. And this is what he said. Just in French, and I will translate it again. He said, Il est bon d'être bon. It is good to be good. Just by being good, you feel good inside of you. And that's how you're going to generate the happiness. When you are good within yourself, probably you may be facing a lot of difficulties, but you always have this energy of goodness within you. And that's what happened to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Facing all the challenges, but always the energy was there. In Badr, in Uhud, in Ahzab, in Hunayn, in Khandaq, you name it. Do you know that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there's no year in Medina that he didn't fought against and for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but he was always a happy person. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam didn't have those beautiful mattresses that you are sleeping on. All of you, no exception, even if you are the poorest person in this country. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, I'll describe in the hadith of Umar, when he saw him and he saw signs on his back, he said, oh Rasulullah, he said, oh Umar, that's not for us. We will have it in the hereafter. And the happiness was within him all the time. How he was able actually to produce this happiness and energy all the time, not only with the man and the woman, with the kids. And he had time also for that. All of us, we know the hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam that told us that even with the children, the beautiful hadith. Look, the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is just something that whatever you want, you'll find it there. The hadith where it says, subhanAllah, Rasulullah was leading the prayer and his grandson came out, Al-Hasan or Al-Hussein, and he was riding him. And Rasulullah made a long sujood. And the Sahaba, after he came back from the sujood and finished the salat, somebody came to him and said, we thought that something bad happened to you, like you passed away or whatever. He said, no, إن هذا ابني ركبني فكرهت أن أعجله. No, it's not that. It's just this is my grandson, he was riding me, and I didn't want to rush him. Where is he getting all this? The patience and the happiness. And he was enjoying that. He was enjoying playing with Al-Hasan and Hussein and the other children of the Sahaba also. He was passing by the house of his daughter, Fatima al-Zahra radiallahu anha wa ardaha, and he heard Al-Hussein crying. And you know what? He passed by and he stopped and he knocked the door and he said, Ya Fatima, أما علمت أن بكاءه يؤذيني? Oh Fatima, don't you know that when he cried, I got hurt? He had the time for all this, and he was always a happy person. Remember, happiness is within you. You are the one to produce that. If you are in the house and you say, why this is happening to me? Why I'm not a happy person? Ask yourself, are you always expecting that your wife is the one who has to do all the job to make you happy, and your children has to make you happy? Or you are the one who producing the happiness for them? And in that case, you are going to be what? The source of happiness. Be the source of happiness. Smile. Talk. Forgive. Enjoy your life. The last thing that I would like to say in this last part. Somebody said, عمرك ساعات. Your life is hours and days, and that's your capital. You know, any businessman, in order to have a business, is supposed to have something in his hand, right? That's what we call the capital of the money. All of us, with no exceptions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put us in this life and He gave us an equal capital. You know what is it? It is the hours of your life. How are you going to use them? And that use of those hours, which will qualify you for a good life, good death, good resurrection, and good akhirah. Every single minute of your life, if it's used in the proper way, you are actually going to gain happiness. And if it's used in the wrong way, definitely you will regret that in this life and before the hereafter. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among the people that you will listen and follow the best of it. واستغفر الله لكم ولجميع المؤمنين. الحمد لله وحده ولا يدوم إلا ملكه الصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه. In many places of the world, the life is much better. Some of the stories, which is real stories, it says that somebody in Germany, in a certain area, in certain province, what he did, he sued that area, or he sued, let's say, the government. The reason that why he sued them, he said, the time of the vacation, he didn't have enough money to go for vacation and take his son, children, wife, family. So what he did, he sued them. And actually the government or the government of that area, what they did, they approved him certain amount of money, say yes, okay, and they give him money so he could also enjoy his summer. In Sweden, it's a little bit much better. especially if you compare that to America, when it comes to a lot of things, how the country could help a lot in about your home, about the school, your children, the health, whatever you name it. So it's like heaven there. But the question is over here. Do you know that the rates of committing suicide in those countries is much higher, much bigger? I want really to ask, and I will take you back to the starting of my khutbah, when I said a person in somewhere in the desert, he is saying Alhamdulillah, and he is so grateful, thankful to Allah. And a person that his life, and he has everything in his hand, if you want. He has a good house, he had a good future, he had a good school, he is committing suicide. Where is the formula over here? It's only one thing, the belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that there is tomorrow, and tomorrow could be better. Allah could solve any problem. Whatever is your problem, big or small, Allah is Akbar, bigger than any of our problems. Allah could solve any situation, whatever is that situation. You should not be worried. It says, whatever is your problem, whatever is your issue, do you think that is bigger than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ability and solutions? Definitely not. إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا يقول له كن فيكون. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to do anything, what He will do? Be, and it will happen. And it definitely will happen. Subhanallah. But I want to say again, never ever lose hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Happiness comes within yourself. Don't try to buy it from somewhere else. You are the one to produce it. And if you cannot do that, keep trying. Keep trying. And even in that trying, you're going to gain happiness, subhanAllah. The last thing I would like also to mention regarding the story, which is I said in Sweden, there was a very interesting incident that happened. Somebody, what he did, he went to the highest tower in the city, and what he did, he took off his shoes and he committed suicide. He killed himself. Guess what? The newspapers were writing about it. But most of them, you know what the question was? Why did he take off his shoes? Is that an issue? But that's how we think. The issue, why did he commit suicide? Let me go back. I'm repeating myself again and again. My brothers and my sisters, happiness, you'll find it within yourself. And only in one way. In what? In following the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I will close with that beautiful ayah from Surah Taha when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى قال رب لم حشرتني أعمى وقد كنت بصيرا قال كذلك أتتك آياتنا فنسيتها فكذلك اليوم تنسى. In this beautiful ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي, whoever rejects my ayahs, my dhikr, to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. Your life is going to be dunk. The word dunk, if you just say it, it feels some bitterness. A life that will have no taste. You may be rich, but you are in big trouble. You may have the most beautiful wife, but she's making hell of your life. You have beautiful kids and they are all educated, but you're not pleased with them. You may, and that's the ma'isha dunk. You feel like you have everything, but it looks like you have nothing. In the end of the day, probably they will throw you somewhere and they will come to see you probably once in the Christmas time, or sometimes in the Eid. And that's the ma'isha dunk. Allah said it. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. Not only that, the ayah finished and said, وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. And on the day of judgment, if those people will be resurrected in a beautiful way, as we mentioned, that person will be resurrected differently. وَنَحْشُرُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ أَعْمَى. He will be resurrected and he's blind. Imagine that day when everybody is confused and they are able to see, you are not able even to see. قَالَ رَبِّ لِمَ حَشَرْتَنِي أَعْمَى وَقَدْ كُنْتُ بَصِيرًا. Oh my Lord, why did you resurrect me blind and I used to see? قال كذلك أتتك آياتنا فنسيتها. Just like that, I sent you my ayahs and you were blind to see it. فكذلك اليوم تنسى. Today we will forget about you. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among the people that they will listen and follow the best of it. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو حي لا يموت بيده الخير وإنه نصيره على كل شيء قدير. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم اغفر لموتانا وموتى جميع المسلمين. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى جميع المسلمين. اللهم اشفهم وعافهم واعف عنهم يا أرحم الراحمين. قوموا لصلاتكم يرحمكم الله وأقم الصلاة. Just a small announcement that there's a brother with us, inshallah, he will be taking shahada. It will happen, inshallah, right away after the salat, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمد رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
So صفوفكم يرحمكم الله, and please turn off your cell phones, inshallah. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى. سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى. سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا. قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى. بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى. إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون الذين هم يراءون ويمنعون الماعون. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. You want to call that brother right now? Yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. The brother who is taking shahada, if you can just come in, brothers, if you can give us just a few minutes so to allow him to come to the front, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Nigat Jabeen, she is very sick in the Pakistan, requested for a dua, very sick. May Allah grant him in good health and speedy recovery, inshallah. And Haji Ilyas, he passed away in Pakistan. May Allah grant him in Jannatul Firdaus, inshallah. Where's the brother who is taking a shahada? He can come forward, please. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار اللهم أجرنا من النار اللهم أجرنا من النار. Our friends and parents and relatives, those who pass away from this world, may Allah forgive their all kabira, sagira sins and grant them in Jannatul Firdaus and make their grave spacious, inshallah. Please make a special dua in the tsunami in Indonesia. You can go online and please donate for the Indonesian brothers who have suffered from this tsunami. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.